Now we move along. What's going on in your markets? This is where you get a taste of monthly group coaching live. Those of you who already have monthly group coaching live, you get an extra sample here, okay? So now I'm going to do something that's going to kind of mess with you, but I really want to do it to get you focused on price. Ready? Okay, hold on to your butts, as they say. Now, I'm doing something I don't normally do this in monthly group coaching, but we're going to do it together. And it's going to kind of maybe mess with your head, maybe not. I don't know, we'll see. I know the suspense is building, right? All right, so what I'm doing is getting you focused in on price action. And in order to do that most optimally, we're going to kind of remove distractions. So you're going to see what I mean in a moment. 3, 2, 1. What's that? What is that? A bunch of chicken scratches or something? No. What kind of chart is this, guys? Tell me in the chat. Yes, it's a bar chart. It's specifically an open, high, low, close chart. Also, look, I've removed RSI power zones. I don't want you to be focused on that. I want to focus on price, okay? So candlesticks are part of price, and we'll look at that in a moment. But at first, I want to practice looking at drives, looking at bar highs and lows. So everyone take in this information that's here. And then again, you can go ahead and ask me about any markets you like. Go type those questions in the chat. When you look at this, and when you look at any set of price action, I want your first step to move your eyeballs from right to left, okay? Move backwards on the chart, sort of follow my purple cursor here, and get a lay of the land of the big, big moves. So if you do that, and I'm going to just trace over it with the zoom tool here, you should be kind of feeling this. Making sense, guys? Please type Y in the chat. So based on what I just traced over, what is the big picture trend of the market? Up or down or sideways? What is the tilt of what I just drew? Yeah, it's down. Now, what's defining it as down? Some of you may be wondering. And if I showed you more history, you would be able to make even deeper analysis. But based on what I showed you, we had a high in price. We had a low. We had a lower high. And we had a lower low. So unless and until we get above this lower high, there's still room for this market to turn lower. And this is the E-mini S&P. So that speaks for the SPY. That speaks for any of those S&P derivatives. And if you guys want, we can also look at any of the other index ETFs, okay? So this is kind of my reminder to you of just take it back to the basics. Have any of you been feeling a little overwhelmed with the market conditions and the economy lately? Type Y in the chat. I have. It cost me $50 to fill up my Honda CR-V tank. It has never cost me $50 to fill up a Honda. That's part of why we have a Honda. And it's wild. So I'm trying to kind of bring you back to the basics, but also show you the tools, resources I provide to help you move along and move through education, okay? Great. So now that we've done that, let's focus in on this most recent stretch, okay? So I'm just gonna push back price action so that you guys don't have to do the focusing in. I'm gonna focus you in. Ready? So this is it. Like we can pretend it's in the 1920s, or Gann sitting in his office, looking at a paper chart. This is what it looked like, all right? Now, let's focus in on this most recent move lower from the April high. You do the same thing again. Take where you are and now trace out the smaller moves. Now here, I'm gonna get very specific. And this is where, if any of this is confusing, you need to go back to a couple of basics. You can go to your winning price action playbook. You can also go to the beginning lessons in your Gann candlesticks, as well as your Gann trading patterns, okay? That's where we talk about these beginning elements of price action. So I'm just gonna set that aside for you. But what I'm gonna look at here is mostly focusing in, because of the volatility of the market, I wanna study bar highs and lows and price highs and lows. That's really what I wanna focus in on, is the price highs and lows, because bar highs and lows are going to give me too many volatile moves right now. Swing highs and lows are not going to necessarily appear as often because of the market choppiness, but price highs and lows are like that happy place in the middle. Please type a Y if this is making sense, guys, that in the current environment that we're in, for your price tune up for any market, Really hone in on those price highs and lows. All right, fantastic. So let's do that together. All right, so here we have price high. Is it a double top? Looks like it is, yes. So when you have two highs like this, they can still be a price high. It's just a more of a double top situation, okay? If I bring my eyeballs back, I have a price low here. Right before that, I have a price high. Remember, price highs and lows, I'm not making too many distinctions for you about where they're located in the move. Use that to your advantage to be able to break down moves into smaller, more manageable pieces. Price low, and I'm just going to keep going backwards. Price high. We're just looking at bar highs and bar lows, right? So here's a price low, price high. And I'm just going to pause there for a moment. Please type a Y if what I just did makes sense to you. That I just outlined price highs and lows, right to left, just going back a few weeks here. All right. Now we could keep going, but I want to move along to some of the questions you guys are asking. With this in mind, you can come back and trace out what you saw. And now you can see, okay, within the context of the bigger picture downtrend off this high back from April or late March, we are in a recovery mode. And that recovery mode is technically intact so long as we're above this low. But guys, this is super, super vital what I'm about to say, okay? Please write it down. Just because a particular price level defines the shape of a trend, it doesn't mean that you need to wait until that level is violated or broken through to say the trend has changed. I'll say it again. Just because a particular level defines a trend environment does not mean you need to wait for that level to be broken in order to say, oh, the trend has changed. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see you guys doing, okay? For example, if we're talking about what's going on with the bigger picture move. So I'm just gonna come and bring in some blue action here. So let's say, I don't have a crystal ball, let's just say the following happens. Let's say we get this, and we get this, and then we get this, and then we get up to here. And then you're like, okay, the trend is up, I'm buying now. If you do that, guys, you have missed out on all of this. And what's more likely to happen is you get a correction lower, then that shoots higher. That feeds back into what I teach in Gann trading patterns as this setup. The Gann trading pattern students, you see this? You know the name of it. Please type a Y. This is the exact psychology of why that happens, is because traders are waiting for levels that are too far away. Okay. Let's flip the switch. Now let's say, I'm going to erase, well, I won't erase this stuff yet. Let's flip it around. Let's say that instead of rising from here, we start going lower. So we kind of meander. I don't have a crystal ball. Let's just say this happens. If you only wait until we break below this level to say, oh, we're in a downtrend, again, ignoring momentum, setting aside forecasting, right? So any of that, then you have missed out on this move. And this is a volatile environment we're in, guys. There might just be big swings one way or the other. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at catching these. I get caught up in the drama too. But that's why we're having this reminder together, okay? Great, so these are a few key takeaways I want everyone to have. So you have some actionable key points and notes from this session. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that slice of our bonus live price tune-up session. To check out the rest of the video, just hop on into the Hima Ready members portals and check out the monthly group coaching tab. If you're not a member yet, then remember you can sign up at the link to get my hot, timely, actionable updates, the ones that are free, as soon as I publish them right to your inbox, and then explore further to become part of the Hima Ready members family. Catch you on the inside.